This is the S&P 500 Spider ETF SPY one-day reading for April 29th, 2024. It's currently February 19th, 2024, 6:25 p.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading, $499.51. That's USD. And the shuffle video that we're about to play for April 29th was created on February 2nd, 2024 at 5:02 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video here in the lower left corner. So the overall theme and behavior for SPY on the 29th is an unexpected move higher. Behavior around the highest high. We have a decline from the high down to and through support to meet a second support. We bounce along that support sideways for a bit and then break down through more supports. Behavior around the low, we have a notable decline on a one-day chart, possibly on a multi-day chart that'll offer an opportunity to open up a long position, either for a day trade or for a swing trade. And we'll talk about that in more detail as we progress through the reading. What's interesting is we've got this trade card advising us to trade around an attempt to establish support, but this is also a cross-reading congruency for the low significator card of the April reading. The high and the low are within close time proximity to each other. So my sense is we probably want to trade around an important bottom. It's possible that we even go lower on the 30th based on the correlation here. But remember, overall, this should be a move to the upside based on the star card, right? We're basically we've gone through completion, and here's the beginning of this Queen of Wands energy, which is the last card. And then the VIX, there should be a lot of volatility in the VIX and a lot of price change, or a lot of change in the VIX, I should say, throughout the day. Before we get any further, I just want to make sure, before I get into the hour-by-hour chart behavior, as well as finding the highs and lows and the best trades, I want to make sure everybody's aware. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information should be donated forward to one of these charities, or pick a charity of your choosing, as long as you're paying 5% forward, and then 5% should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise, or you can use YouTube tips, and that leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you follow the rule of karma for the channel, the universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get back into it. Remember that in some cases, it doesn't happen a lot, but in some of the readings, you'll need to give it plus or minus an hour of wiggle room here and there, because not each card's energy necessarily will line up perfectly with 1 hour of time. So when that type of thing happens, it happens occasionally. Make sure to follow the sequence of events as outlined by the prediction, because that will keep you on track. In the pre-market, we opened kind of flatted sideways, and there's a brief peak that's easily missed, followed by a decline through multiple support levels, taking us into a low right at the open. And out of that decline into the low, there's a big move from the bottom of the range all the way to the top of a range. Rally continues along a diagonal trend line, speeds up, increases with momentum into a high that I think probably takes place by like 11:30, probably 11:30ish. And then there should be a pretty sharp drop there right around 12 o'clock. Pretty sharp drop. It may be after multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. There's a pretty sharp drop, or we may have a pretty sharp drop and then multiple failed attempts to break through resistance to come back. But there's an important price level highlighted here around 1 o'clock. That usually when you see this run, you kind of like poke through that price level momentarily. And we do sideways rotation between 1 and 2, and then there's this prominent move after establishing sideways rotation. There's this prominent move higher there between 1 and 2. A lot of price change around a resistance level that's highlighted between 2 and 3. So a lot of price change between 2 and 3, to and from a resistance level that we highlighted in a one-day chart minimum, and then there's decline from that resistance into the last hour. But out of that decline, there's a fast sudden move higher, ending the decline, taking us into the close, where the rally does seem like it's going to peter off based on the completion card. We also have indications of a lower low for the 30th. So as far as trades, so here at the end of the day, at this Ace of Swords and this Labradorite, I would probably open up a short. Around that 3 o'clock mark. You could probably close the short position at the end of the day, but you might also want to open up right at the open. There's no trade indication to do so, but you might want to open a long position here at the open to close before 11:30 at a high. You could open up a short for a scalp and close that scalp maybe like within the following hour, somewhere between 12 and 1. We're still in Queen of Wands energy. You can see here, still in completion energy as well. Interesting. They're kind of blended together. Also, around 3 o'clock, there should be a speaker, probably a male speaker around 3 o'clock. That's going to impact the market significantly. We should have a pretty big move to the upside. The star card, I think, is here at the end of the day, out of a trough. Big move to the upside. See, there's that star card. It's almost like it continues. We open higher on the 30th. We'll talk about that in more detail when we get there. That's SPY for the 29th. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And if you have, please share with somebody that you think this would help. Really helps out the channel. Most importantly, as always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. We're counting on you here at Tarot for Traders and the Investor Profit. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you on the next one.